Lord knows I need it if I'm ever going to lose any weight. I have to.
Lord knows you need it when you're talking to me. Cheers.
Cheers. What do you have? That looks like a White Russian.
No, it is, not going to lie, it does have a little Irish whiskey in it, but it is oat nog.
Really?
Not eggnog, oat nog.
Wow.
I'm not 100% sure if it's vegan, but it's definitely vegetarian and dairy-free.
Oat nog.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to have to wrap my head around that just a little bit.
Well, fewer calories. Oh, did you see that? My microphone just kind of sank on me.
It did.
I just, didn't tighten the screw enough, I guess. Tighten the screws.
That reminds me of, just real quick, because squirrel, we had a guy who was playing in church on the worship team, and he really didn't sing much and kind of held that he didn't have a great voice. And, and nobody really had heard him sing too much. Well, one Sunday he was ready and we had a microphone set up for him. And he starts to playing guitar too. And he's just going to accompany somebody else who's leading the songs. And at some point he leans in to sing and the mic swings away from his face.
That's funny.
We had one mic stand that was kind of, I don't know what it was. It was like, it didn't screw on completely. And so it just, with a breeze or anything, it would just swing away. So and it's gone.
That's really funny.
It may have been a God thing. I can't swear to it one way or the other, but it was pretty funny. Yeah, no, you're not singing today. Might not be any different from what you just went through. How are you? Well, I feel like we haven't talked in a while just because
we haven't.
We had a classic last week. And I think it's fun to do those from time to time for our listeners. It
is. Well, it's fun for me, too, because all I have to do is hit download and upload.
Well, that's really easy.
Yeah. I mean, it takes me about 6 minutes to edit normally. That one takes me 5. So I've got a whole extra minute to do with what I wish.
What did it used to take when we first started? How long? I mean,
hours.
It took you a long time.
Hours, yeah. It would take me, one episode would probably take me a good 2, maybe 3 hours.
Which is silly when you consider they were 45 minutes long.
Yeah, exactly. And part of that was gear. I mean, I had a slower computer and,
but that was a small part of it compared to what it really is.
Right.
Because the platform.
Right. So we do a few different things. Like we used to have separate audio tracks. And when we started doing videos, separate audio and separate video. And so trying to blend all of those things together took time, and trying to sync them up and trying to match audio and pitch and all that. So I'd have to go in and actually manually do that and then cut out certain things. And it just took a long time. Now, this system that we have, and if you are ever interested in doing your own podcast, we highly recommend riverside.fm. Yep. And there always is in all of our episodes a link to the system. And if you end up doing your own podcast and paying for the system, we actually get a cut of that. So it would help us out if you wanted to start your own podcast. Anyway, that said, referral. That's a referral system. But
it's the best one that we've found. We used, a couple of others that were okay.
The last one was good too, and
it was okay.
It just, this one had a few more things that we use, and that's the thing. You've got to understand, or you've got to know what you're going to utilize and what is going to work for you. If you're a single podcaster, there's not even a reason to use something like a Riverside FM. You could edit or you could record directly into whatever audio editing software.
But John and I are more of a challenge, with two people or more, because and we're remote, so
that's the key right there.
One time we've been in the same room together.
Right. Yeah, and it's a completely different system when we do that as well, because we edit directly, or we capture directly into an editing app at that point. Again, depending on, we've never done it video. Every time we've done it together while we're in person was audio only.
Well, that's good, because if you remember, we both had our shirts off. So
money on the bed.
Remember. Yeah.
But with this system, what it allows us to do, and one of the reasons we pick it, whether the quality in the other one's better, it's so little bits. But this one actually blends it does all the audio work for me. It blends the video together. I don't have to line it up. I literally export it out of here, put it in the editing app, tack on the music at the beginning and the music at the end, export it out, and upload it. It takes me, if I'm counting all the export and the import and the download, it probably takes me about 45 minutes to do one of these, but I'm not sitting at my computer the whole time. I'll click download and then walk away and do something else until it's done. The actual edit time and post time, it roughly takes me 30 minutes, maybe 20.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, we were truly the pioneers, Lewis and Clark of the podcast world when we started.
I'd like to think so. Absolutely. I was podcasting in 2007 when it was first starting. Didn't go anywhere. Neither did the business that I was working
Didn't
for.
you write a country song? I was podcast when podcast wasn't cool.
Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that. I do live in Nashville. I write a lot of country songs.
I'm sure you do.
Yep.
Yes, I'm sure.
What's new in your world, John?
Awesome. Oh, my goodness. We have just all kinds of things going on. I am only promoting this not for any reason or for props or anything. My birthday's coming up this week.
Yes, I know.
Excited about that.
Yeah.
And you know how I'm celebrating, right?
No, I don't think.
Getting a root
even
canal.
if I did, I don't think our listeners do.
I'm getting a root canal.
Oh, that's a fantastic! Wow, man, you go all out. It's the happy gas. You just really wanted the happy gas, the laughing gas.
Never had one. I have never had, and I've never had the happy gas either.
Ooh,
nitrous,
that's fun.
Right?
Nitrous, yep.
Yeah, never had it, and I don't know if I will. I think they'll just probably do a local and leave me to my own devices.
I don't know, root canal? I would hope they would do the happy gas.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I've never had one, so I have no clue.
I think if I ever had to go to a dentist again for anything other than a cleaning, I want to go to those dentists where they put you out for everything.
Well,
not only do you not feel any of it, but when you're out, you've had surgery before. You go out and you wake right up. So it's not like you're bored. You're not wasting any time. You're not waiting on people. You just don't realize it.
Not like you're bored. Yeah, I know. Well, which explains why they typically do a colonoscopy on you when they're doing any oral surgery.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
Well
in one end, out the other.
Things at once. Yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, my mouth doesn't hurt, but anyway. So, yes, there's that. So yes, that's the big celebration and it's funny because I was 2 weeks ago at the dentist and they say, you're going to need this and here's a referral. And I called the oral surgeon and they said, we don't have anything until the 22nd. And then after that, it's after the first of the year. And I'm very fortunate. It doesn't hurt.
That's
it's not
good.
Painful right now.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I said, okay, 22nd, what time? And she said 7:45 a.m. I said, put me down.
Jeez.
That'll be my.
They will.
Yeah, they will put me down. Yeah. No, I hope that's not an option. Yeah, his teeth were bad, so we just put him down.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yes, that's coming up.
A fantastic birthday present.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Christmas present. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
No, I'm not doing birthday and Christmas. That's what my brother and sister always did when I was growing up. They always combined presents, birthday and Christmas. And so I told you about the catcher's mitt I got one year that was from both of them for birthday and Christmas. So it was a 4-gift catcher's mitt.
Nice.
And I have
very nice.
Yeah.
So one of Peyton's really close friends, her birthday is right around Christmas time. Mm-hmm. And so what they've done is they'll have like a cake or something, but they actually celebrate her birthday in July. So they let her pick a day. Yeah, they let her pick a day that was her birthday, and that's when they celebrate. So that's when she'll get gifts for it. That's when she has her parties, all that stuff. I thought that was a really good idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea. I'm not sure that will hold after she's 30.
Probably not. No. You never know.
So what are your holiday plans? Are you going somewhere?
I don't make any plans. Yeah,
what are the plans that you'll be roped into?
Exactly. Well, so
I mean that in a good way.
I'm only gonna expand on that story because, you know, it makes good podcasting, but it's really not as serious as I'm going to make it sound.
Our listeners will be the judge of that.
Yeah. So first I'm going to start out with Nashville hasn't seen a white Christmas since 2010.
Okay.
And they are forecasting a white Christmas here this year.
Wow.
And so that's exciting. And it just happens to want to start on the day that Jen wants to drive to her mom's. I'm okay in the snow.
Sure.
We did decide ahead of time to take the Jeep over her car, even though her car is all-wheel drive as well, but mine is twice the weight and bigger. And, you know, if mine goes into the ditch, there's a good chance I could drive out of the ditch versus hers. I'm trying to be funny with that, but anyway.
Oh, you're hilarious.
So we're going to go to Craig and Mona's, but here's the thing. It's been on and off since before Thanksgiving, whether we're going to go or not, because Craig doesn't want the dogs there. We can't find anyone to take the dogs. So I got frustrated. We actually got into a little bit of a tiff with this. I got frustrated and said, listen, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to stay home with the dogs. You and Peyton can go. I don't want to put up with this shit. I don't care anymore. I'm done. And lo and behold, all of a sudden the dogs can go. Oh, so yeah, I don't know how that message got moved along, but yeah. So now,
may I ask, without getting in, if you don't want to tell me, that's fine. Why not the dogs?
So, it's just the dogs are messy. Craig likes to be very clean. The whole house is usually spotless, and Mona does a great job. Don't get me wrong, but Craig doesn't work.
Way better than the alternative,
right? So he just and he doesn't like the yard getting messed up and all that stuff. So not that he doesn't love the dogs; he absolutely loves the dogs, but he's very particular. So, but here's the thing, and it wasn't necessarily, I think we talked about this before, how things, you know, tend to add up. It's the little things, nothing individually annoy you, but as a whole, things tend to really get on your nerves. This all started because Jen accidentally said on a phone call earlier that we would come to them for Christmas rather than them coming to us. But she had
that in the past.
Oh yeah. We usually alternate holidays.
Oh, okay.
And so, you know, it just got into that conversation. Well, we hadn't talked about that yet. So it just kind of snowballed into, I don't care. I love going to see them. That's fine. And I mean, no one's upset. I just don't like the indecision. And that's where I got frustrated. So anyway, long story short, we're going to the in-laws.
So you're leaving on, are you you must be the southern part of that blizzard that's supposed to hit Wisconsin.
We're supposed to get an inch, which in Tennessee is a lot.
It is a lot just because people have no clue how to drive in snow.
Exactly. So that's, and going back to what I was saying, I'm okay in the snow. It's not going to bother me. Snow and ice does not bother me. It's everyone else on the road that bothers me when there's snow and ice.
Yes. Yeah. Which is exactly the same as the elderly drivers here in Port Charlotte.
Right.
It's not about me.
Yeah.
I'm just on the lookout for the others.
Exactly. So it'll be an interesting drive. Nonetheless, I think we'll get out before it happens. And then honestly, my biggest fear is coming home because once again, Tennessee doesn't do well with temperature either. So after it snows, it's supposed to drop below freezing and stay below freezing for the next week.
See.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Wow. And we're going up into the mountains. So up under the plateau and then into, the East Tennessee mountains versus Colorado mountains, a little bit different, but still.
No, understood. But it's still, it's a higher elevation.
Exactly. That's our adventure for Christmas. We're going to I think we're going to drive back though on Christmas Day to try to avoid some of the traffic. So we'll see.
So
it should,
up,
no matter what, it should
over.
be fun. Even if we're spending it, trying to huddle and keep warm in the back of the Jeep in the ditch somewhere, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
In the ditch somewhere, yes. Bring your camping equipment just in case.
Well, the dogs, they'll keep us warm.
Yes.
It's not going to go below 0. It's just going to be in the 20s. Come on.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's we're battening down the hatches here too, because Southwest Florida is going to hit. I think it was supposed to be 40 in the 40s last night.
Oh my goodness! Not the 40s.
I know. I still wear shorts to the gym. People are coming in sweatshirts and they're all bundled up. I got shorts and the t-shirt on. I'm going to maintain this for as long as I can.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I do that with the cold. I mean, when we hit that warm snap here, it got back up into the mid to high 60s. I was still wearing sweaters and sweatshirts. I'm like, I'm not red. No, I refuse to pull out my short sleeve shirts again. This is winter.
You like to do that because it allows you to wear those clothes that you don't get to wear that.
Exactly. Yep. That's what I'm doing right now. I get to wear my puffer today. It's the first time I've worn it this year. Wearing a flannel. It was wonderful.
Do you have a window open or something?
No, but it is really cold. Well, okay. So I want to ask you this. When you were in Wisconsin, forgive us listeners, if you listen back to the first and second seasons, you probably heard this question before. But John, what temperature did you keep the house at night? Not during the day, but at night. What temperature did you keep the house at?
62 at night, I think.
Okay. All right. That's respectable. I'm at 59. Like I keep the house at 59. I also keep the second floor at 59 if we're not going to be up here. Like I'm off this week. So no reason for me to be in my office. We're not going to be in our bedrooms. We'll all be on the main floor or the bonus room. So I just leave it. It's at 59. And then I realized we had a podcast today. So I'm literally freezing my tuchus off right now up in my office.
Oh, and you are happy as
I'm happy as a pig in shit.
I know. You really like your cold weather.
I really do. Weirdo. Well, you know what? It's not about being cold. And that's where I think I get lost, or that gets lost in the communication. It's about, I like pockets of warm. I like wearing big puffy coats and sweatshirts and flannels. I love the fact that the blankets on my bed are this thick and it's really heavy and you sleep and you're just in a cocoon. I love that. I love hot showers. I love the warmth, but I like it in pockets. It's kind of like light. That's another, people are learning way too much about me after 4 years of this, almost 5. Right now, I have my overhead light on. I rarely ever have this overhead light on because I hate broad light. I like pockets of light. Like if I'm up here working and it's dark, I've got a desk lamp over here and I've got a reading lamp over here, and they're pockets. It's the same with heat. But you can't do that with, if you're hot, you can't do that with cold. You can't find pockets of cold. It doesn't do the same. It's a different thing.
Well, stand in front of the air conditioner.
You could, but it takes a while, but heat is almost instantaneous.
It's interesting how we have it set up in the lanai, because this lanai is, it's not like a 3-season room that you might have further north. It's just screens only. Yeah. And so there is no capturing heat and keeping it in the room.
Sure.
And so it's chilly out there now. We just had dinner out there, and it's probably chilly. It's probably, let's just get a glimpse just because I don't really know. It was 73. It ain't no mo. It is currently 66. So
66.
Upper 60s out there, and a little bit chill, and we've got a radiant heater. And so that's great because that's a pocket of heat.
Yes.
And so
you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. You can get it to warm the area. But like you, I like the chill, the coolness of the air. I mean, especially in the fall, which is kind of as close as we get to fall down here.
Sure.
So anyway, I know what you mean. And doing it the right way is difficult sometimes.
So what did you say the temperature there was right now?
66.
66. It's 37 here right now.
Chilly, Philly.
And that's Nashville. That's cold for Nashville. It's a little bit below.
Yes, it is.
Let's check our other places. So that's here in Nashville.
Yep.
Let's see.
This is good. Let's do the weather report.
One of my places that I've always wanted to go, but I've never been. One of the highest cities in the country, Leadville, Colorado. 15 degrees with a feels like 6 degrees.
Oh,
all right.
Boy.
Yep. So let's go see what it is at my dad's house right now. Hold on. We're going to go. Okay. Well, we're going to go there in a second here. I got a lot of towns in here. Where is it? Sentinel Butte. Ooh, here we go. Sentinel Butte, North Dakota. You ready for this?
Lay it on me.
-6 degrees.
Actual
with a feels like with wind chill, -25.
Wow.
That's where my dad is right now.
Wow. So are they getting snow?
Let's look at Minneapolis.
Are they getting snow there?
Minneapolis, Minnesota. He's already had snow. No, they already have snow. Minneapolis, 12 degrees.
Yep.
With snow. Yep. So no, my dad. So it's very sad. My stepmom's dad died last week.
I'm sorry.
On Thursday, because he told me on Thursday. I've known this gentleman for as long as I can remember. He was, my dad's neighbor when I was growing up. This is who we used to go hunting with. So never was not my grandfather or step grandfather up until fairly recently, but kind of like always a grandfather type of deal. But I asked my dad, I said, are you and Cheryl's my stepmother, are you and Cheryl going to head to Minnesota for the funeral? And he said, I think Cheryl will, but we have to wait for the roads to open. All the freeways are shut down because of all the snow and ice. Yeah. Typical North Dakota.
It is. And when we lived in Colorado, it was much like that too.
Mm-hmm.
I-25, their main north-south freeway, has gates. They just shut them.
Yep.
They just close the gates.
Yep. Boom, no one's getting out here.
I guess we'll exit here. Yeah. That's an interesting setup for sure. That is the weather system that's heading toward Wisconsin.
Yes.
And it's kind of fun because on my phone, this is a phone that Lisa and I both got our phones in Wisconsin. So we've kept them fine. It works. It does not think I'm home. So it still thinks Wisconsin is home. So every time it shows the time on the phone, it shows home and where you are currently, like if you're traveling or whatever. And, no, that's not actually home.
Well, Apple phones are much smarter than that. They know where you are all the time.
Oh, this knows where I am. It just knows that I'm not at home.
Oh, well.
So it sets the home thing, and I'm sure you can reset it. I'm just going to get a new phone. So frankly, I don't care. It doesn't really matter to me. Anyway,
so
I
iPhone,
still
right?
I still get notifications, weather notifications from Wisconsin. So they are under a blizzard watch, I think. Watch or warning. I'm not sure. 6 inches of snow. And it starts this evening and goes until Christmas Eve morning.
Wow.
So it's like multiple days. And normally when they predict snowfall in the Midwest, it'll be, 2 to 4, 6 to 8 inches, something like that.
Right.
6 inches or more is what it says. It doesn't say where it's going to end, but 50-mile-an-hour winds and that. Wow!
Granted, I know I was only X number of miles from the Wisconsin border, but in Minnesota, we always had forecasts that included drifting snow.
Oh, sure.
So they always talked about the temperature, the amount of snow you were going to get, and the amount of drifting snow you could get. Did they talk about drifting snow in Wisconsin?
Well, I mean, they always said there will be blowing and drifting, but you can't measure drifting snow.
Well, when you see it a lot, you can estimate how much.
I suppose. So you take a wind speed.
Yeah, wind speed.
Multiply it out by the number. Okay, I suppose.
And then you put the humidity in there as well, because if there's less humidity, then there's going to be the snow is going to be lighter, more and fluffier, drifting. And
Sure. Interesting.
Yeah,
this is the biggest one I don't remember a blizzard warning. I don't
Really?
when we lived there. But who knows? Lived there this time anyway. So
Yeah, isn't it? It's amazing how it's so different in so many different parts of the country. You know, it's a half an inch to an inch here in Nashville. People are flipping out.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they are. And it's pretty funny. I was in Wichita one time on a business trip, and they as well have no clue about what to do with snow, and certainly not with ice. Well, they had an ice storm, and a bunch of people, I looked off to the side of the road, and there was a plethora of all-wheel drive vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Because they thought they could go in the ice.
No,
you can't stop in the ice, and that's four-wheel drive. I can do anything, and you know way better than most of those people.
We had I don't remember where we were, who I was talking to, but I know it was a work thing, and we were talking about four-wheel drive and stuff like that. And I said, "Listen, here's the thing. I have owned multiple Jeeps. I've owned four-wheel drive cars. I've owned all-wheel drive cars. All are just fine. But you want to know the only car I was never able to put in the ditch was a front-wheel drive car. I could never, unless it had bad tires, assuming the tires, and that's the equalizer right there. What kind of tires do you have on it? I had winter tires on my 1981 Oldsmobile Tornado, and I tried to put that thing in the ditch and could not.
Well, that's a heavy car. I mean,
it is a heavy car. That's part of it too.
For sure. But Lisa had we've had this conversation, but Lisa had a Pontiac Sunfire.
Oh God. Yeah.
But front wheel drive, a J body car.
Okay.
For those of you that are keeping score at home. And it was one of the best snow cars I've ever been in. It was just amazing how it would just, as you said, good tires, but it would not snow tires. These are all season tires.
Yeah.
And it would go through anything.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable to me. Yeah. Not heavy. Tornado, big heavy, but driving skill, the right tires. Sure.
And
not doing stupid things.
And not doing stupid things.
Even skill necessarily.
Just stop doing stupid things. Don't speed. Don't pass. Don't. Yeah.
Well,
don't get too close. Don't tailgate.
Increase your following distance. Exactly. Yep. And that's exactly the same stuff I do here in Florida with elderly drivers. So.
Well, absolutely. You don't need ice there. It could be dry and 90 degrees, and you're still gonna.
I know. It is not the road surface that's the problem.
Well, it's one thing. One thing I really absolutely, I know we have talked about this before, and I know you don't necessarily like it, but I love it. Is the radar that you can get on the cruise controls for most cars now, where it'll give you a specific distance, and you can set that distance, and you can just leave it the cruise control on. When I bought the Jeep, I think I told you there were one or two things that I didn't get on the Jeep I got. That I did want. I would have ordered if I ordered my Jeep. That was one thing. Not a deal breaker, not a make or break, but the one thing I have noticed with this Jeep is I have to put, even in great weather, I have to put more distance between myself and the car in front of me because this thing is so freaking heavy. We were talking about the heaviness versus Jen's car.
Yep.
It's so freaking heavy and it's lifted. So it's got a lift in it and the tires are big. I'm not stopping. If I'm tailgating somebody and they slam on their brakes, I'm going through them.
Sure.
And I didn't learn it the hard way per se. I didn't hit anyone, but the very first time I did that and slammed on my brakes, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And that was literally the wheels going up because I don't even know what it's called. It's like a ball and something steering. So the steering's loose
ball
too.
And socket. Yep.
Is it ball and socket? So very few cars are ball and socket anymore, but the Jeeps are.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And it's most are rack and pinion.
Yes, exactly.
Days,
yeah, and this thing's going all over. My steering wheel's going all over, and I'm just, it was pretty. So when Jen finally, and it took almost a year of me having this car to get Jen to finally drive it for once, I said, it's going to feel a little weird. You want to put more, and she, wasn't even 5 minutes in. She's like, oh my God, I don't ever want to drive this thing again. Like you get used to it.
Exactly what you were planning.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, but it's so much of it is just trying to be, and I think riding the Harley helps with this. Trying to be mindful of what's going on everywhere,
right?
Because you just know people are going to screw up, and they
all
do.
The time,
and just being prepared for that, I guess.
Exactly, and you have to give them a little grace. We joke, and it sounds like we're ragging on people, but it's true. If you grew up in Nashville, you're not going to learn to drive on the ice and snow. You're just not. You don't have that many options. And even if it rains if it snows and there's ice, it doesn't last very long. It's not like you can go out and practice. I literally, during my driver's license, not the test, but getting my lessons and stuff, because you had to do certain, like 40 hours of driver's ed, they would take us out onto ice skating rinks and have us learn how to keep control on the ice.
That's very interesting. I thought it was actually great. We did the same thing, although we were driving a Zamboni. So,
what's that song? I want to drive a Zamboni. Would we get? Would we have to pay royalties if we played that song?
Yes, I'm sure we would.
Yeah, it's a great song, folks. If you haven't heard that song, look it up.
It is a good song.
It is a good song.
Yes, so that's cool. So you've got some plans. You've got holiday plans. It sounds like they're going to happen.
Yep. How about you?
We're staying here, and now it kind of gets to the point where I just make sure that I always check to make sure that my mom has plans, and now that she's in the assisted living place, so she's.
I'm sure they probably have more plans than you do.
Oh, she is, socially speaking, in the zone. She is playing bingo.
That's awesome.
Bridge and it's like, so how's the food? Because at first she said it wasn't awesome. And this is supposed to be a high end place. She said, "Yeah, we're actually having a meeting to tell them that they need to step it up a little bit. They're increasing the prices by 10%." She said, "If the food's going to be this bad, I can't see why they're going to increase prices."
Good for her.
I'll throw down on them.
My only concern, though, John, with all of this, is she doesn't sound like now she has any time to listen to our podcast. This is concerning news.
That may indeed be true. I'm not sure. That may have to be. She's just going to have to listen at her leisure. Maybe
at her leisure. It doesn't sound like she has any leisure time.
Yeah, she doesn't have a lot, I don't think. But maybe walking through the hallways or something.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, and maybe just maybe she'll listen to it on a speaker, and everyone around her will hear it and subsubscribe.
And they'll be
smash that like button and subscribe.
Drivers. Yeah. Hey, smash the like button, Helen.
How do I do that?
There'll be a lot of that. I unfriend you. That's not how this works.
That's not how any of this works.
That was a funny. It was
a great commercial. It really was.
I love that. So anyway, she's doing great. She may end up going to She will end up going to one of my brother's houses.
Okay,
depending upon the weather. One lives, 10 minutes away, 5 minutes away. So
nice.
That will be the safety valve if she needs to. But and beyond that, we're just going to get together with Michael and his family, and
fun.
We've got a couple of days at church. We're helping out as I guess greeters, sort of, at the Saturday night service, Christmas Eve, and then Sunday morning.
I'm sorry. I just have to say, what an excellent job for you. It really is. This. No, I'm being serious. I mean, if there was no other, you know what?
When people come in, I just go. I try to do the mean old guy face.
I see you all the way. I'm being 100% truthful. I know it's funny, but 100% truthful. When you get to your retirement job, you will be a greeter at Walmart. I think that's the perfect job for you.
I think the church may be going up against.
That's a step up. It definitely is a step up from Walmart. But there are a lot of things that are a step up from Walmart. So
it really is good, and it's fun to meet new people, And so, yeah, it's been a pretty good gig. You know what? I'm smiling. You know me, whether it's right or wrong. Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you. Good evening, on Saturday night. And, yeah, I get people who go, what on earth is wrong with this guy?
They need to listen to the podcast. They'll find out pretty quick.
That's actually, I give out our podcast business cards at church. I knew it.
You should be wearing, you should actually be wearing the PoddiMouths podcast shirt.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my church shirt was dirty, so this is the only one I could put on.
Yeah, I haven't done laundry in a month. When do you guys move into the house? Are you going to get there before Christmas yet? Do you know? Uh-oh. Did I open a can of worms?
No. It's just, it hasn't changed much. It's still, one of the supervisor of the build is, he actually himself was helping lay the flooring on a Saturday. And I said, so flooring, any ideas? And he said, why don't you come on over and I'll show you where we are. And they were almost done with the floor, which was awesome.
Nice.
But he wanted me to see that.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm working on a Saturday and whatever. So, concrete's down. So we've got the driveway poured. We've got the patio and back poured. Of course, all around the pool is poured. So lanai is done. We have flooring in. We have cabinets in. So we're waiting on countertops. We're waiting on light fixtures. Tile in the bathroom. All other fixtures.
Nice.
So, it's getting there. So it won't be. My guess is mid-January.
Okay.
So we'll see.
That's not too bad.
I'll believe
it's not too bad. It's pretty close.
Considering we were supposed to be in September.
Well, you know what? Beggars can't be choosers.
Well, I am begging. I feel like a beggar. I'm not sure why. Because I still have to pay. I think
I told you. Well, yeah. I think I told you that when we moved into this house, we were actually considering moving or building down the street because there's a new and that was one of the biggest things is we wanted to be in the house ready to go, and we had plenty of time, but be in the house ready to go by the time Peyton started school that year. And school starts in August in Nashville, and they said, we're not even going to be close. It's going to take us until at least December before we're finished. Like, it's going to take you almost a year to build a house. Yeah. I'm sorry, we're out. And we knew, I mean, we never built a house, but we knew that they say December, they really mean July of the following year.
Later. Yeah, exactly. And so we'll end up being close to that. But I've heard people who are almost 2 years now, and they're still not.
Isn't that crazy?
I know. And
then you see all the houses that are being built on spec that are going up like that, at least in Nashville. I mean, they're up, and because obviously the contractor has all their money poured into it, they have to.
For sure. If I'm a builder, I want to do them on spec. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But ours is custom, which is good and bad, but good for us because we can change stuff. Bad because we have to pay for every change that comes in.
And you have to wait.
Anyway. And we do have to wait. So all good though. I don't know if I think I told you about the house behind us. They were building as well when Hurricane Ian came in, and all the block was up, but they had not poured the walls with concrete, which is what they do with it blew over the house. Oh no. And so all the cinder block that was stacked up, and I mean it was all what's the stuff you put in between the bricks, you know what I'm talking about. Mortar. They had all the mortar, and I think a porter laid the mortar. But they had the mortar in and everything. It sounds like and it's up there. You think, it should be pretty solid. It blew it all down.
Sounds like the porter only laid a quarter of the mortar.
Nicely done. Right now, Bill Taylor is smiling as he's walking.
I did that for you, Bill. That's all. Well, it's about Bill. Did. The whole thing, the whole show is about Bill.
And there was a whole bunch of junk inside the house. So obviously the porter knew when he laid the quarter that the guy was a hoarder. So he probably
poured a quarter of the mortar.
Yeah. I can't do it. It's too late. So anyway, it was apparently the concrete does something in the walls.
It holds it up.
What a shock. I know. Oh, there is a benefit to that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. No, that sucks for them, and I'm sure that's not something that insurance covers.
Well, no, it's actually it's builder's risk insurance, so it does. And,
oh, good,
because we had to have it. And,
okay.
So yeah, all fine for them, I'm sure. But yeah, whoever was building it though had to tear down and start all over again. I said, can they use the bricks again? The cinder block. And our builder goes, they're less than $1 a piece. No, they don't. You have to scrape everything off. And he says, hell no, they just throw them out.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Crazy.
But our builder had 7 houses that same thing happened to.
Oh,
and he had to redo. One was his sister's.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and that probably makes him so much more motivated to finish yours.
Yeah, I know. And that's the issue.
Yeah.
So let me just say for the final time, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I've never been a squeaky wheel, but there are some of his clients who are, and they're getting all the attention. Yeah, so whatever.
That's I don't want to get into it again because we also have to get going.
Oh, it's a long
one. But this is one thing I can't stand about the holidays. It drives me absolutely nuts. People. This is supposed to be a joyous time of the year, but people are at their worst this time of the year, and it drives me.
You know what? It does, and I'm not going to jump. I'm actually going to jump in the right direction on that. I have, there seemed to be a big thing years ago that people are saying Happy Holidays and purposely avoiding Merry Christmas, and I may have jumped on that for 5 minutes or whatever, but I got to tell you this year, and it's not purposeful necessarily. But when people, whether it's on the phone or in person, people often will say Happy Holidays. And I'll say, Merry Christmas to you. And almost without fail, they've said Merry Christmas back.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you got to green light it for somebody to feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
But I still operate by the thinking that, I've never been offended if a friend of mine who happens to be Jewish says Happy Hanukkah.
Right.
Well, I'm not even Jewish. I can't believe. Why would you say that?
Right. Just say Happy Hanukkah back.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. I'm going to go put my pickle on my Hanukkah bush.
You put your pickle wherever you want, but it seems to me, it's just. I think it's that. I don't know. It's the craziness that we seem to be in. All I'm saying is the good news. People are out there and they're being friendly and nobody is doing.
Depends on where you are, but
I think probably, but it feels like we're being led to believe it happens way more often than it does. So just be nice to your people, and you're right.
That's all I'm asking. Is just be nice, be kind, be courteous. That's the big one. Be courteous.
Courteous, kind, and forgiving.
Yep.
Be loving and something all day. So I think it was.
I was gonna sign us out on that one.
I don't know the rest of it. It was from Steve Martin, Wild and Crazy Guy. So check it out. He finished it. Be courteous, kind, and forgiving. Be kind and da-da-da-da-da. And then he went with stupid words like be silly and eat a big raccoon. And because that's what he did. And have a nice thing to say. Like that.
So I am going to leave everyone with this. This is something I had the opportunity to do with some coworkers recently, was go to some of the pop-up bars we have here in Nashville that are all Christmas themed. And one of the pop-up bars was Christmas Vacation. And all of the drinks represented different parts of the movie, like Fix the Newel Post, Shitter's Full.
Do they dress up?
No,
like that?
No,
okay.
But the bars are all dressed up. So it was, that was pretty. I'm not going to put any up for the in the Instagram, but I'll share some with you because it was kind of fun because they had the squirrels and everything. It was
cool.
Cute, but it was Shitter's Full, Fix the Newel Post. Holy shit, where's the aspirin? Or I'm sorry, where's the Tylenol? All of those different. It was
the Jelly of the Month Club.
Jelly of the Month Club was one of the drinks. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's a really fun idea.
It was pretty fun. But on that note, folks, I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. What else am I missing?
Just Happy Holidays.
Happy Holidays. Yeah.
Have fun.
It's fun.
Enjoy
Whatever
your
you
time with
celebrate,
your
whatever you celebrate with your family, whatever you enjoy, please have a happy, safe, and loving one. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the time off if you get some time off, and all of those good things. And, you know, just think of us poor potty mouthers suffering and slogging through our holidays, and then that hopefully will bring you some joy. But if you want to bring more joy to your family and friends, make sure that they like and subscribe to PoddiMouths. And if you want to give them the worst gift in the world, have your friends and family like and subscribe to PoddiMouths.
It's actually the same. You can't go wrong.
You really can't. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Either way, all year round.
Woo!
Woo! Have a good one, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Take care. See ya.